I am Li Wei from Wenwen. Welcome to my AI short video channel. Today is 1-year anniversary of ChatGPT's launch. This is a special edition of Weiss AI Talk series to celebrate the history-making anniversary. I will talk about the topic of killer apps in the era of large language models. We know that every information technology revolution produces a batch of killer applications. But where are the killer apps of the large model era headed? Looking back at the first internet technology revolution, killer apps included browsers and search engines, followed by games, e-commerce, and social media, which led to the rise of giants like Google, Baidu, Amazon, Alibaba, and Facebook, Tencent. In the mobile platform era, the three categories of e-commerce, games, and search flourished on mobile platforms. In addition, mobile internet's own killer apps include 1. Ride-hailing apps like Uber, Didi, 2. Lodging apps like Airbnb, 3. Communication apps like Weshit, 4. Short video entertainment apps like TikTok, 5. Food and drink apps like Meituan, etc. These apps cover the basic scenes of human life, greatly improving labor productivity and the quality of human life. The killer apps of large models are not yet clear, but the general direction is beginning to take shape. Virtual companionship, including elderly care, as well as virtual girlfriends, boyfriends, is certainly one category. Human emotional needs are a rigid demand. Of course, due to the regulation of erotic content, virtual dating is not possible in China right now. The desire for food and sex is also a principle well understood by our ancestors for thousands of years. Such things are not catastrophic beasts, but a blessing of the technological era, harmless to humans and animals. There is actually no reason to ban them. From the trend, it will ultimately not be banned. Apart from the emotional needs of virtual companionship, another category is knowledge needs, namely the so-called assistants, or copilots as a tutor or question answerer, including creative work assistants, regardless of modality, text, audio, music, images, videos. Artistic creation is actually a higher-order need for humans, beyond the basic needs of eating, playing, and karaoke. This is also a strong suit of large models, which will surely give birth to killer apps in time, because humans' pursuit of spiritual life and quality is endless. The sense of immersion in literature and art will make life feel more meaningful. Literature and art will no longer be the exclusive domain of a few elites, but will become a form of self-expression for the masses. ChatGPT, as an assistant, copilot, is already showing the shape of a killer app, super app. Therapy, lying between virtual companionship and medical care, is also a rigid demand, but it faces challenges with regulation, privacy, and the potential to deviate from its intended purpose. Finally, the old trio passed down through tech generations, e-commerce, games, and search, will be inherited and transformed in the era of large models. For example, e-commerce will leverage LLM to offer virtual fitting, virtual home design, and other extensions. Not to mention games, multimodal large models will push games to new heights, including the embellishment of the metaverse. As for search, the natural evolution is the RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, of ChatGPT, where search, reading comprehension, and QA are integrated. In these directions, LLM has a lot to offer, but it still requires time for gestation, trial and error, and popularization, gradually forming commercially viable, sustainable killer apps. So it seems, the prospects for the practical application of LLM are still very broad, and it may only take 2 or 3 years to get a clear picture of the ecology of LLM applications and innovative business models. Stay calm, the excitement continues. We are born in an era of witnessing history and miracles. At the same time, we are witnessing humanity's crises and their resolutions. I am Li Wei from Wenwen, sharing thoughtful perspectives on large language models and their AI applications.